Well, welcome, lovelies, to another episode of Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB Owen, and I'm delighted to be here because we get to talk about how to ignite humanity, inspire others, and make a difference on the planet. That's right. Each and every one of us can absolutely make a difference on the planet. And this show is all about promoting that. It's inspiring to you in ways that you can make a difference in your life, and that ultimately will make a difference in someone else's life. And so each and every day, you know what we do? We bring on incredible guests to talk about ways that we can ignite our own lives, and that will ultimately result in us igniting the lives of others. Well, today we're going to be talking about creativity. You know, we're all creative. Each and every one of us has the power of creativity in us. I love to call myself a creative, and ever since I was a little kid, I've always been playing with colors and art and creativity and crafts and doing different things. Now, lots of people don't feel they're creative. The only thing is they're just not tapping into that creative side of them. So we're going to talk with some incredible, well, a great guest talking all about creativity. So hang on to your hats because we're going to get creative. And if you don't feel you're creative, this is the show for you because you want to realize and understand how your creativity actually inspires others. When you're creative, you find solutions and different ways for you to do your life differently that's intriguing and unique and interesting to others, and it gives them the opportunity to be creative, and then that just sparks and creates new stuff or new opportunities. In fact, creativity is going to be the solution for all of humanity's problems. And so if you want to ignite humanity, let's dive into a little bit of our creativity. All right, well, let's find out who's on the show today. Miss Kathy Strauss has a background in design and is certified as a creatively fit coach. She has been in the creative industry for over 40 years, seeing the world like no other as she uses her artistic eye and camera to tell creative stories. Fine art is her release, using both her camera and mixed media to tap into the universal energy that surrounds us. Kathy serves on the Seacoast Artists Guild Board of Directors. She's an ambassador for the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce and a graduate of Leadership Grand Strand. She's an international best-selling author and a coloring book creator, passionate about arts and contributing to the community. Here she comes onto the show to share her gifts with us. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, how are ya?
I am feeling fabulous and energized by having you here today, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This is just so awesome.
And I love that our creative minds brought us together to be like creatively like wearing the same color, which is so awesome. Let's start off by talking about color.
Oh,
There's a
absolutely.
vibration in color, correct? So it's
Yes, very
interesting
much
that
so.
we're wearing a similar color. All color has vibration. Can we start out of the gate, right? That
Oh,
speaking about the
God.
power of color?
The power of color. I'm gonna for the first color that I'm gonna kind of bring up is green. It's one of the reasons why you see in many of the hospitals and people that you've got green. So I've got green behind me. Green and plants. It's healing. It's beautiful. Red is appetizing. Pink is energizing. Also, our chakras are in color. So you go from browns all the way to the purple on the crown chakra, on the top of your head. There's a beautiful shop here in Myrtle Beach where I'm located, and it's called the Purpleologist. Purple people just gravitated to it. Or, it's just color surrounds us and color energizes us. It even increases our appetite, and it can be used in all sorts of things. I'm all about color. Everybody sees me. It's like I'm ever the artist, always wearing these bright colors. And
You know, it's a great solution. I mean, today we love to have themes every day on the show. Thursdays is about solution. And so it's a quick solution, actually. You know, people want to freshen up their house, they paint their walls a new color. People want to update their wardrobe, they'll take on a new color. In fact, I actually read a study that said, even in the biggest depression or downturn of the economy, one thing that goes up in sales is a lipstick because women will just change their lipstick color to
mhm.
feel differently, even though there's, you know, a hardship financially. So I love to hear from you some solutions where people can use color to sort of shift their mood, shift their where they are in their lives so they can move forward.
One of the things is, I'm the natural look when it comes to makeup. But it's one of the things that I know that women will wear to make them feel more empowered is red lipstick. Red is that empowering color. You want to feel that punch, you just wear that red. You will see a lot of uh, people wear this. If you are feeling down in the dumps, pull out the brightest color you possibly can out of your closet. There are different seasons to colors. You have, and especially in your wardrobe, you have your summer colors, your winter colors, your spring colors, your fall colors. So obviously it is your warm and your cool. Which one do you feel more gravitate? Are you gravitated to? So if you're feeling depressed, grab the brightest thing that you can
Mm.
closet and just put it on. You will feel better. You'll look at yourself in the mirror and you'll go, yeah, the way that it looks. But trust me, that energy of the color will make you feel better as you walk out. Just like if you're looking out at the sky, do you feel depressed when you see clouds, or do you feel absolutely empowered and beautiful and fresh when you see that bright blue sky with those popcorn clouds?
Such a great suggestion. So we love talking about color, but we're really here talking about creativity, the part of our bodies, our brains, our minds, our soul. There's like this massive connection internally. Can you talk about when people say, I'm not creative, I don't have a creative bone in my body? Can you dispel that?
Yes, one, you are the artist of your life, period. Think about it. Our lives are a blank canvas, and we are walking in and we are painting on that blank canvas, creating the life that we want or that we are dreaming of. The other is that everybody have said to me that, they'll walk into one of my art classes or the workshops and they'll go, I'm not an artist. And I'm going, yes, you are. Can you write your name? Can you scribble? Then you're an artist. I'm sorry. I have just dispelled it. I have just completely, taken it away. When people create art, you have your really fine artists that are showing in galleries and selling things online. You're a photographer, all of that type of stuff. But you have artists that the type of art and creativity that I promote is one that makes you feel good. It's
Mm,
your left brain and your right brain. So I'll do a really brief explanation of the right brain, left brain. The left brain rules your logic and it's your analytical side. It's your structure. It's fear based. It is that. It's what keeps you safe. Your right brain is your art, going outside, meditating, sleeping. Yes, writing, because you have poetry. You have all of the books and people that go into that. You also have the coloring books. There is a reason why I have explained that to many people that if you start painting or you start coloring, you start and you go in and you're really anxious, and all of a sudden you just start to calm down. What
mm.
happens is that you're quieting that chatter, and I call him George. He sits on your he sits on your left side of your shoulder, and he goes, you can't," and the other side is going. So we're just going to tell George, go outside, take a walk in nature, to have him tap into his right side.
Mm. It's really wonderful because a lot of us find when it comes to writing, crafting, designing, painting, dancing, all these creative modalities, that there's a right way to do it. There's a system, there's a process. And that's really left brain talking, left
Yes,
brain trying to
very much
figure it
so.
all out, make it right or wrong, make it tangible. And the real power in the right side of the brain, the creativity, is the flow, the expansiveness, the no
Mhm.
limitations, the no edges.
Yeah.
And it's really true that when you can tap into the right side of the brain, so much can unfold. Do you have some techniques that can allow people to get a little bit more right brain focused?
Number one is meditating. And I know there are so many people that will say, oh, I can't meditate. All you need to do, just breathing. So, you know how if you're going through a really, really stressful time and your friend will look at you and they'll go, just breathe in. breath work. So, a very simple technique to tap into the right side of the brain, and it is creative, is a breath technique. So, go walk in, it's like hold your breath, take a deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, release it, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just that, do that several times. All of a sudden, you will start to feel calmer. You were tapping into that. It's like, okay. Another one I've been listening to the podcast by Mel Robbins, which is Reinvent Your Life. And again, take that deep breath, stop, and she imagines it as pulling over to the side. You're driving a car, pull over to the side of the road. And now you're pulling over to the side of the road. Now you can step back, you can say, analyze and do all of the things that you need to do. Other things is that take and get your $2 box of Crayola crayons and
Yeah.
scribble. I had a student once who came in and she said that she had the worst day of her life, and she pulled out a box of crayons, and what started off with very, very dark colors, by the time she was done scribbling, and just scribbling and doodling, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, by the time she was done, the colors were brighter, and she was like, "I don't know how you did this or what this is all about, but I feel better."
Mm. I actually went and got like the 24 pack of colored Sharpies because I know crayons just felt immature for me and like a kid. So I went and got like the big pack of all the Sharpie colors and just had a whole bunch of fun doodling and scribbling. And it actually is so relaxing. When it comes to meditation, a lot of people feel like they have to empty the brain and have this like emptiness. And I feel the creative mind loves to like make gardens and castles and adventures and fairylands, and you don't have to meditate and think nothing. You can actually meditate and create your own creative world and map out something different.
It's exactly correct. Another meditation techniques is to very lightly feel the ridges on your fingers as you were quietly closing your eyes. And as you were concentrating on the ridges of your fingers, you're really only thinking about that. All of a sudden, your brain is just like, "Oh, I'm just going to be quiet."
Mm,
Yeah, I will give you a little hint with the Sharpies, and you can
yeah.
do this with your family. So get a blank piece of paper, and everybody has their blank piece of paper. Write your name on it, turn it over, and then scribble on it. Everybody scribbles, and then you pass the paper to either the right or the left. And you decide this beforehand, and then you say, "Look at what I have scribbled. Do you see anything in it? What do you see? What can you draw? What can you add to it?" And then you pass that paper around until your paper comes back to you, the original paper. And then all of a sudden you will see a symbol that actually means something to you. It's a fun exercise. It's very powerful.
That's great to do with kids.
Oh,
Absolutely, I can
absolutely.
already see my teenagers out next. We'll be doing that this weekend when they come to visit.
You got it.
And so share a little bit with me. Were you always creative? Was this something that was always a part of you? Were you fostering it all the time? And do you find that people are born creative or they become creative or they foster it and they build on their creativity?
Everybody is born creative. It's what is the one thing that you do with your child as an infant? You give them a crayon, you give them a paintbrush, you give them finger paints. What is the one thing that you can actually do? Every person is born creative. It is unfortunate that through society and through the education system, don't get me started, but it's it's beaten out of us, where we are told, no, 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 you can't do this, you can't do that. Let that child, when you if you have a little one, let them paint, let them draw, let them do whatever they want, let them get messy, because that's the fun part of being creative. So for me, back to the question, yes, I was always creative. I was always doodling. I was always doing some type of drawing. I was very fortunate. I was given art classes, did different places. I did the dance, and I also was given music lessons. I was actually a pianist and a cellist in my youth. I wanted to always be a teacher, wanted to be an art and music education teacher. Fortunately, math and I didn't get along very well, so the music went out the window and I focused more on the art.
Well, I always think when you were talking about kids, like as soon as your child and parents, this is for you, as soon as your child shows you any piece of art, mud pies, macaroni, turkeys, whatever, finger paints made into whatever, say it's wonderful, say it's
Mhm,
beautiful, see the beauty in the mud pie, whatever that may look like. Because I remember very distinctly, I made something out of Play-Doh and my teacher just raved about it. And it just sparked this new idea in me versus, well, you got to fix that or that's not good enough. And so it really is powerful. And I don't think it's just kids. We need to do it throughout our lives too, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There's creativity in everything. And nowadays, we from, junkyard sculptors to, yarn and knitting, and there's just so
mhm.
many ways for us to express our creativity. There's really
Absolutely.
no limit anymore.
No, there's absolutely no limit. And it's the power of imagination.
Mhm.
Then, I mean, if you break down the word imagination, and imagination is actually an image in motion. That is what you're doing in meditating. You are imagining your future. You can actually go through your past and say, "God, thank you for what has happened," or you can imagine your future. It is that image in motion. I mean, it is that's
Makes
and
sense. I love that a lot.
thank you.
Talk a little bit about how creativity is going to help humanity, because there's
Oh,
the creative mind solving the problem. Share a little bit about that.
oh, creativity is so important to humanity. It actually will ignite humanity if if we allow ourselves to tap into the artist, to be creative. I'll give you a little solution, or give you a little story of what I have shared with people. It's So imagine you've got people that have to build a bridge from one side of a valley to the other side. They cannot get across it unless it's like a 6-hour drive around the valley. They need to build that bridge. But the bridge needs to be able to blend into the surroundings. You need your engineers, you need your artists, you need your scientists to all make this solution work. Now, all of a sudden, you have this beautiful bridge that blends in. It cuts the time in half. I'm a huge proponent of STEAM education, which is science, technology, art, and math. Art is
Mm.
so important with everything that we do, and you need to embrace it. It is in our surroundings. It is in our culture. It's just in our language. It's everything that we touch. I mean, just take a look at your logo. Your logo is actually the spark of a DNA strip that takes us up to the heavens. It's everything that we're surrounded by.
Thank you for noticing that about the Ignite logo. And I kind of love it too, because it feels like people, it feels like a person, it feels like energy, it feels like momentum. And so, talk a little bit about the impact of visual, because when we are creative and we create products or designs, there's this visual stimuli also that allows people to trigger more creativity. And I'm really a proponent, as you said, how creativity creates solutions.
Yes. We live in a visual society. There's no question about this. We're surrounded by package design. We're surrounded by logos and photos and everything that we're doing with the vlogging, the video blogs. Everything that we do is visual. We, as a species, are a visual species. We do everything by sight and by color. It influences everything that we do. So, for example, you see that beautiful Coca-Cola can. It's red on purpose because
Mhm.
red is stimulates your appetite, and that is, it's like, you just reach for it. I mean, and it's very subconscious. So, yeah.
Yeah, they really do work hard to make sure that we are, that we're being pulled a little bit by the reptile brain that loves color and loves movement and loves uniqueness. And so let's talk a little bit about the power of uniqueness. I always say, like, if our fingerprints are unique, if our eyes are unique, our brains have to be unique. There's so much about it that is unique, but that uniqueness really allows us to show up in the world differently so that we don't have to fit in. There doesn't have to be this sense of normalcy or exactness or cloning or cookie cutter. Talk a little bit about how powerful it is that we all are different and we all are unique.
Everybody is we are ourselves. It's one of the things I encourage people to embrace being you. If you are not
Mm,
you, you, it's, we're, an energetic being having a human experience, and it's
right.
that individuality. And if that's it, that individuality is what makes life interesting. It's how can
The world wants you. That's what I always say. The world wants you to be you. That's what's so interesting. That's what's so dynamic.
right. It's being an individual. I mean, for me, I've always been told that I march to the beat of a different drummer. It's like I see the world differently. But it's good being part of a group. It's good being part of that whole. But being that individual, you can always make your mark. Um,
Mm, wonderful. Now, you have been blessed to create some beautiful coloring books. Congratulations on the
thank you
launch
very
of your
much.
latest coloring book. Can you tell us the name of it so people can find it?
Yes, it is called Positive Spirit, and I have written the meditations that go along with it that actually get you thinking about what changes do you want to make, what is going right, what can you improve on, what are your dreams, and you can find it on Amazon.
And so people can be coloring and listening to your meditation at the same time. Well,
Yeah,
that's very unique.
yeah, well, it's actually, you will read the meditation. I give
Hmm.
everybody a blank journal on several blank lines underneath it, but then on the other opposite side is a page that they can color.
Is the coloring book in front of you? Do you have it? No, that's
Um,
okay.
no. I forgot.
That's okay. Well, no problems. I just love the pages and I just
Thank
love
you.
the designs in it. I think it's so fantastic. And so you're actually a double to author this just recently in the last couple of months. You launched your coloring book and you've also launched your story in Ignite Your Faith. How was that writing your story?
Oh gosh. Well, looking back on it, I actually have been wanting to write my story since about 2008.
Mm.
Went through creativity is what got me through a really, really tough time as caregiver for my late husband, and who was also an artist, and he encouraged me just go for it. And I mean, constantly, and he was going, it's it's a blessing, and I am so grateful, and I'm so grateful for you.
I'm so grateful for you too. Well, folks, you can get a copy of or read Kathy's story and Ignite Your Faith, and then you can find out more what she's up to, her coloring book, and all the fabulously fun stuff that she has. She really is an amazing individual, inspires creativity. You will love hanging out with her. Thank you, my darling, for such a great morning with you. I'm already feeling more creative. I can't wait for the weekend to come so I can do some creativity.
Awesome.
Blessings.
Thank you.
You got it. Folks, whatever is going on with you today, see if you can do something creative. And if not, plan some time into your schedule. Like literally put in some time for you to do something creative. And if you don't know what that is, get creative by finding out. Try different things, take different classes. Lots of things are happening at your community center. There are so many free things available online. We all know Pinterest, YouTube. There's just so many great places where you can just pick up any single thing you can think of and just be creative. You can be restoring furniture, doing crafts, making scrapbooks. I mean, the list is endless. Just pick one. And if you don't like that one, pick a different one and try a different one. As you can see, I'm a huge proponent of creating and making creativity a big part of your day. Well, I want to thank you for being a part of the Ignite Humanity community. We love that you are a part of what we're doing. And if you'd like to know more and be a part of our upcoming Ignite Humanity compilation book, I would love to invite you to take a look. We are looking for amazing stories from individuals who are igniting humanity to be in our compilation book. We've decided to make the largest compilation book on the planet, and we want to invite you with your story. So go check it out at the link below. If you'd like to watch this episode or any of our Ignite Humanity episodes, we have them available to you. And it's really important to us that we make those free to you. So use the link below to check out all of our episodes, and you can see them there on Traverse TV, on our VOD channel, also on Facebook and YouTube. The whole reason I do this show is I want you to have access to some idea, some suggestion, something somebody says on this show sparks something in you for you to go out and make a difference in your life, and that's going to make a difference in the world. Now, I just returned home from Indonesia. I was so blessed to spend some time in Lombok building our very first school, the Ignite Humanity School of Hope and the Ignite Possibilities Classroom of Hope. It was such a joy to partner with Classroom of Hope. All lots of hope, as you can hear, as we built schools for those children in need in Lombok. It was absolutely wonderful. So if you'd like to be a part of us building schools around the globe, please look at our donation link and send a little bit of your funds our way, because we are using recycled blocks to build schools. And last but not least, I just want you to know that we look forward to the guest on our show. And for our season 2, we're looking for so many individuals who are igniting humanity. So if you would like to be on the show, please fill out our type form and tell us what you're up to, because I believe that every single person on the planet has the ability to ignite their life and the lives of others. We all have this potential, this possibility. In fact, you're probably already doing it already, and you just don't even realize it. If we share those stories and we connect with one another and we see how people all over the planet, we are going to create a fabulous fabric of success and empowerment for each and every one of us. And so we would love to hear from you so that we can tell more stories and share more Ignite moments and empower other peoples from all over the globe. Well, big blessings to you. I hope you have a fantastic day. And some of what we shared about being creativity is a solution for you to just bring better joy, more happiness, deep joy and pleasure into your life, filled with fun and happiness. All right, well, have a great day, and we shall see you tomorrow.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.